You know how ghost stories go, right? They often follow a certain pattern. But every once in a while, a story comes along that really gets under your skin. Today, we're going to break down one of those classics. We're unpacking the terror of the Ghost of Eden Hill, moment by chilling moment.
Seriously, think about it for a sec. That one time you were walking late at night, the street was way too empty, and you just had that prickly feeling on the back of your neck, like you were being watched? Well, that feeling, that's exactly where our story kicks off, only it gets turned into an absolute nightmare.
Okay, so let's set the scene. We start in a school, a place that feels totally normal, totally safe during the day, right? But at night, oh, it takes on a whole new vibe. And our protagonist is a student, totally stressed out, studying way later than they should be. And the reason for this all-nighter? Yes, the universal misery of final exams. It's that time of year when all your normal routines just go out the window. You're pushing yourself to the limit, and you end up in places you wouldn't normally be, at hours you'd definitely rather be sleeping. Now, the school is trying to be helpful, They extend the library hours so students can cram, but this one simple, helpful decision, it completely sets the stage. What's supposed to be a safe, quiet place to study is about to become ground zero for a seriously terrifying encounter. So by 10 p.m., the usual buzz of the library is just gone. Our student is pretty much the only one left, and it's not just quiet, it's that deep, heavy, absolute silence that feels kind of unnatural. And it's in that silence that the first sound cuts through.
It's not a book falling off a shelf or a door creaking. No, it's this rhythmic, dragging, limp, a sound that just does not belong there. And it's so unsettling that our student just drops everything, grabs their stuff, and bolts. But here's the thing. They think they're running away from the horror when they're actually running right towards it.
All right, so they're making a run for it. Heart pounding, they're just trying to get to the exit. But the school? Well, the school isn't quite done with them yet. It has one more scare waiting in its long, empty halls. And this all happens in a flash. They burst into this long hallway. And way down at the other end, there's a figure, a woman, just standing there. Fear kicks in. They shout out, "Who's there?" And just like that, she's gone. Doesn't run, doesn't hide, just poof, vanishes. For a split second, there's this wave of relief, but that feeling is not going to last. You'd think getting out of the school would be the end of it, right? Fresh air, freedom. But the Ghost of Eden Hill isn't stuck inside those walls. The real show was just waiting for them right outside the front doors. The scene on the street is just wrong. This is supposed to be a busy road, even late at night. But tonight, it's completely deserted. No cars, no people walking their dogs, nothing. It's like the entire world hit pause, creating this creepy, private stage for whatever's coming next. So they're walking, head down, just trying to get home, when they see a shadow stretch out on the pavement in front of them. They look up, and it's her, the woman from the hall. But now, they're closer, and they can see the details. Her clothes are all tattered and dirty, her hands and feet are twisted in this unnatural way, and she moves with that same awful, slow limp. Every single instinct in their body is just screaming, "Do not go closer." So what do? You're trapped on this empty street, there's nowhere to go. The student just freezes, can't even think about trying to walk past her. And that's when the woman turns around and speaks. That's it. Just one simple, absolutely heartbreaking question. Our student is completely paralyzed, their brain just short-circuits with fear. How in the world are you supposed to answer that? They don't say a word. It's pure animal instinct. They just point. Down the street, anywhere, far away. The goal isn't to help, it's just, please, please go away. And incredibly, she starts to limp off in that direction, slowly vanishing into the darkness. Just when it seems like it's over, when they can finally breathe again, a scream rips through the night from the direction she went. But it's not a scream of terror. It sounds like her, and the words are somehow clear. She is here. And that is the very last thing the student remembers before they pass out cold on the pavement. After being found by a neighbor and taken home, our student finally gets an explanation for what happened. Because this wasn't some random monster. Oh no, this was a local legend. This was Agatha. See, Agatha wasn't just a spooky story, she was a real person.
a 32-year-old mother whose little girl, just 10 years old, went to that very same school. Her story is a tragedy that's been haunting this town for years.
And this is where all the pieces just click into place. Back in 1998, her daughter died in a tragic accident right there on the school grounds. And the grief, well, it was too much to bear. They say her spirit never left, that she's forever tied to the last place she saw her child, just endlessly searching.
So now, think back. All those terrifying details suddenly start to make a horrible kind of sense. That limp, haunting that specific school, that one desperate question she keeps asking, it all points to a mother completely lost in a loop of grief. And that final scream, "She is here." Was that just confusion? Or for one fleeting, ghostly second, did she actually think she'd found her?
And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? The true horror of this story isn't some monster. It's the bottomless, endless grief that created her. She isn't evil. She's just a mother who can't find her child, stuck in the worst moment of her life forever. And honestly, that is so much more haunting than any simple monster could ever be.
Which leaves us with one last chilling question to think about. The student pointed away because they were terrified. But what would have happened if, in that awful moment, they had pointed at themselves and answered yes? What would Agatha have done then?